Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now January 3rd of 2024, and I think it's pretty safe to say that we could all agree here that the Marvel Cinematic Universe, at least for the 2025 lineup, is not looking promising at all, let alone 2024, which is very barren and empty to begin with, as Disney's really banking on Deadpool 3, and let's not forget about, we have of course other projects like Echo and the Agatha series. That's really about it when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe for 24. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. So the thing about Bob Iger is that we know that this man is going to do whatever he has to do to string along the shareholders and what he calls the customers into the following year. Now, he had a lot to talk about recently about the future of the MCU, about the ongoing financial roadblocks that they have been meeting with all business models within Disney for all divisions, mind you, one of the biggest ones of all being Walt Disney Animation Studios and Lucasfilm. However, this is where matters get even worse when it comes to Bob Iger's overall response to these financial challenges and struggles that he is seemingly sugarcoating and seemingly lying to the entire shareholders and all the customers, as he likes to call them, like I say, to the general public, to those that are still following Disney, etc., etc. Now, what's interesting about all this has a lot to do with the fact that Bob Iger and the board of directors, we all know that they are doubling down on their usage of DEI and ESG, diversity, equity, and inclusion into all things Marvel, Star Wars, and just Disney flat out. However, alright, given that Bob Iger and the board of directors are making drastic decisions over at Disney, one major development has to do with Iger's response toward the financial situation over at Disney by delivering the following. As CEO, it is my responsibility to reassure both our shareholders and customers alike about the current status with all of our business models. Though in our 2023 year we met some challenges with our latest film releases, such as The Marvels and our film Wish, and how these did not meet expectations on a financial scale, the process of our films not meeting previous financial projections does not equal to what we will establish both this year and for 2025, and we ask for everyone to let the products speak for themselves. In addition to this, I would also like to address that our cutbacks on funds, actors, and creatives for all things film and television from our many divisions here at Disney have nothing to do with any kind of concern with our slate for all things Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney-related projects that are in active development. We ask our shareholders to understand that some of our projects in 2023 not meeting expectations financially, and our cutbacks also related to employees across the board, have nothing to do with any kind of concern I and the board have both in the short and long term of things. Regardless of our cutbacks and financial calculations that did not end up as accurate, we still expect a successful 2024 year and an even greater year in 2025. Due to the abundance of films and television programs that will be demonstrated to our customers, both in theaters and on the Disney Plus platform. Along with our rate hikes for Disney Plus and excluding specific content from that platform, this also does not equal to any level of concern on that business model. The same goes with our approach for both ESPN and Hulu. Our cutbacks and rate hikes will begin to impact many of our business models by the end of the first half of this year after carefully reviewing our content with our analysts. Now guys, let me just pause here quick before I move on to the bigger revelations surrounding Disney. Now, obviously what Bob Iger is putting out here is exactly that. Everything is failing, but he is sugarcoating everything. He's basically saying, yeah, we're failing, but this is not going to equal to any kind of a failure in both the short term and the long term. Makes no sense at all. He's just speaking gibberish at this point in time. So, Bob Iger, I feel he's just going to do whatever he has to do to convince the shareholders to at least stick around until 2025. Like he said, where they have more of an abundance of films and television stuff, right, for Disney Plus. And the fact that he is really trying to go that far and going to that extent to lie to what he calls the customers and the shareholders to follow them into next year is a sign of pure desperation. We already know what happened with the whole Kang Avengers film after Jonathan Majors got fired, and how it's now being completely restructured and really a whole new Avengers cast getting reset there. That's another big red flag for the Marvel Cinematic Universe and for Kevin Feige's direction, mind you, about the future of the Marvel Universe. But the other problem that Disney is meeting are more potential expensive failures for 2025. We all know that Snow White is shot to begin with. You know, we had a lot of course, production issues with that film, as Bob Iger put out there, as director Mark Webb confirmed. You know, there was a lot of back and forth scenarios with that movie, let alone the whole Rachel Zegler drama that did not help them in the least. So you got things like Captain America 4, Snow White 2025 to really ring in 2025, and it's not a good start to begin with, let me tell you that much. Now, moving onwards, he goes on to conclude, we ask all of our customers and shareholders to understand that this does not translate to our brands like Marvel and Star Wars, creating a loss of interest from its followers from Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm. In light of our cutbacks on employees, funds, and content for our streaming platforms, we still project a strong and successful 2 years ahead of us, regardless of some of the challenges that we have been attempting to tame in the process to enhance all divisions here at Disney. Our division, Walt Disney Animation Studios, will be the first to undergo right-sizing of projects and employees as we aim to reshape the Disney company the best way we can. Now, apart from what Iger delivered here, this also alludes to how Iger is desperately trying to string along the shareholders into 2025 for support over Disney, especially when it comes to Marvel-related content. And that's just a for sure thing at this point. Look, we know that Disney Plus subscribers are abandoning ship after the entire lawsuit happening over in the state of Florida with Disney. That's not a good image for them, let alone everything that did happen with multiple box office failures consistently throughout much of 2023. And they could very well meet another one in June of this year with Inside Out 2 and potentially as well Deadpool 3. If the drama continues between themselves and Ryan Reynolds not getting his way with the third act of that film. So there's a lot of mishaps going on within Disney right now. We already know that the Disney stock is an up and down roller coaster as well. So again, like I said earlier in this post, Bob Iger is seemingly sugarcoating all the failures while also confirming that things are pretty much going to get worse, but he's trying to make it seem like it's a positive to the shareholders, that it's no cause for concern in both the short and long term of things. And that just goes to show you how much of a liar he really is. This is coming from the same guy who said that we're going to be quieting down the noise when it comes to agenda-driven strategies with many of our brands, and look at what they're doing right now with all things in 2025. So overall, I would love to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.